What's up? What's up? What's up? So, I'm sorry I'm late, but we are here for the very first cocktail series, cocktail and wine pairing series, and this is very special. We are going to get started real quick, but we're going to start by pairing wrap snacks. If you guys aren't familiar with wrap, we're going to do a pairing with wrap snacks and some wine and a few cocktails. So we're going to get right to it. If you guys aren't familiar with wrap snacks, it was started some years ago by a gentleman named James Lindsay. And you know, he had a passion for music and snacks. He considered himself a food connoisseur. And you know, like a lot of people back in the day, we would try to make something out of nothing. So, you know, he would do things like mix different chip flavors, or different snacks to kind of create something new. And so that kind of curiosity led him to create or think about and create wrap snacks, his own line of potato chips that are kind of influenced definitely by the hip hop culture. There have been, you know, several notable hip hop stars that have graced wrap snack bags: Meek Mill, ODB, Notorious B.I.G., Fetty Wap, Amigos, Cardi B, Lil Romeo, Lil Boosie. I mean, there's so many that have been honored to have a chip, and there are also so many soon to come. It's a phenomenal story. You see wrap snacks pretty much everywhere. And you know, they're pretty much my favorite chip out there on the market. Everybody knows about the big brands, but I think that what James has done with wrap snacks and building the brand, that's more than just a gimmick that's used in musicians and, you know, popular artists, but it's actually a really good product, and I'm really proud to you know, definitely represent them today in this video. The other thing that James has decided to do was create a wine, and his wines are actually pretty phenomenal. These are his wines. They go under the name of Wifey, the Wifey brand. The first wine he came out with was a Wifey Rosé. It's a sparkling wine from Italy, from the Veneto region of Italy, and then he just came out with the Wifey Sweet Cuvee. So the closest you know, equivalences would be obviously Moscato. These are definitely products that appeal to those who like sweeter wines. You know, obviously given the name, you know, this is not just for, you know, the wifey, or not just for the female crowd, but this is definitely for that crowd who likes a sweeter wine. The wine is sourced from the Veneto region in Italy, which is known for Pinot Grigio and Valpolicella-based wines, but this is also a style of wine that you see in the region. The grapes they use are Robusto and Pinot Noir. That's not really important. What's really important is just what the wine tastes like. So we're going to taste that first, and then we're going to kind of get to the pairing. The cool thing about the connection between Wifey and wrap snacks is that there are many different types of chip flavors, and these wines actually go with pretty much all of them. You know, one of the classic pairings is, you know, you can think of is fried foods and sparkling wines, like potato chips or French fries and champagne, or any type of sparkling wine. And so both of these wines, without even tasting them, I just know automatically that they're going to pair really well with the flavors of all the chips. Oh wow, that's actually really good. So, you know, the Wifey Rosé is really nice, and the thing I like about it actually is that it's not like sugary sweet. Like, you know, I don't want to, you know, kind of down Stella Rosa, but you know, Stella Rosa is almost candied sweet to the point where it's not really, you know, kind of it's not wine to me. To be honest with you, it's more of a kind of a product. Whereas this, you know, it still has the vinous qualities. This is actually really good. Again, it's sweet, but not being overly sweet. It just has a really nice, pleasant fruit flavor, fruit profile. And again, just the fruit, you know, the little touch of sugar, but also the bubbles is what's really gonna make it go really well with the brand of chips. And then we're gonna try the Sweet Cuvee. Wifey Rosé, unfortunately, like a lot of black-owned products, the biggest obstacle for a lot of these products is distribution and getting distribution. So That's going to be the biggest issue, but they are available online. So if you just go to wifey.com and you can order them, I believe, at Drizzly and a couple of other wine sites on e-commerce sites to sell wine. Oh wow, that's really good. Oh my god. Yeah, so the sweet Cuvee obviously is definitely has a little bit more, apparent sweetness on the palate. But again, it's still phenomenal. Again, not candied. Almost like really nice stone fruit, peaches, a little bit of pear, but really, really nice. And again, with the bubbles, it's really, really, really nice. And a perfect combination to any of the chips. So when we look at wrap snacks, and again, we've got there's so many different brands. Cardi B has got, I just have 4, but I believe Cardi B's got 6, 7, 8 different styles. You'll see Cardi B Red Hot and Cheddar. She's got the Barbie Curve with a honey barbecue pork skins, the jerk barbecue, and the cheddar barbecue. We also have the flavors like the Little Romeo barbecuing with my honey, the Romeo Miller honey barbecue chip. This is actually, again, I believe the very first honey barbecue chip on the market, period, from any producer. We also have the Notorious B.I.G., the honey jalapeno, as well as the maple barbecue, the jalapeno cheddar. So, it's really funny when you look at the different brands. There's a similarity to them all. It just seems like they some are maple honey barbecue, some are barbecue, but there's a general theme to them. But they're all delicious. I don't particularly have a favorite. Just kind of goes with whatever I'm looking for. But in particular, with something like the Red Hot and Cheddar, or a spicy or more of a barbecue flavored pork rind, you definitely want to have something with a little bit of sweetness that would go, kind of balance that spice. So if you have something with sweetness, you definitely want to have, or if you have something with spice, just in general, you want to have something a little bit sweeter. So again, this Wifey Sweet Cuvee would be a really nice choice. In addition to, just any type of sweet wine, it doesn't have to be, just blatantly sweet. It can kind of have just a little bit of sweetness. For an example, for wine, there's this Theopolis Vineyards. This is a 2017 Symphony. This is a white blend that is dry. It's vinified dry, but it does have a little bit of off dry notes. And so something like this is a black owned winery. And so something like this would be really nice with any of the chips that have a little bit of spice to it, any of the jerk flavored chips, this red hot cheddar, the barbecue flavors, any of those flavors, you would want to get, again, something with bubbles, something with sweetness. Again, it doesn't have to be super sugary sweet, but just something with a little bit of, roundness, fruit flavors. Again, something like this Theopolis Symphony. I actually like this wine. This is a blend of Muscat and Grenache with about 12.8% alcohol. Again, it's going to have really nice florality and again, a nice mouthfeel while being dry and full body. But something like this would be really nice with a sweeter wine in addition. For the chips, like they do have some chips that are non-barbecue flavored. Like we've got the Migos. They've got their line of the sour cream with the dab of ranch, or the white cheddar with the dab of ranch popcorn. And so with something like that, you want to do, again, either of the Wifey rosés would be nice, again, just because the acidity, the bubbles, is really refreshing. But if you want to pair that with wine, I would kind of use maybe a white wine, a dry white wine, more a crisp style white wine. Something like a Pinot Grigio, Sauvignon Blanc, or even an unoaked Chardonnay, maybe similar to this Abbey Creek. So Abbey Creek is a black-owned winery owned by a gentleman named Bertoni Foston, and he actually has a really good documentary on making wine in the Willamette Valley. I believe it's called Red, Black, and Vine or something like that. But check him out and check out the video. It really tells a lot about his story. But a wine like this, the Abbey Creek Oregon Sauvignon or Oregon Chardonnay from the Willamette Valley, would be a perfect combination or a complement to the ranch and the cheddar. You know, you've got that kind of umami flavor, that savory flavor, a little bit of rich with the cheddar, and those the onion and the ranch give you like those different divergent flavors. But the acidity, the crispness, and you don't necessarily need sugar, but you do need fruit, you need acidity, and you need a little bit of body. And so something like this wine would go really, really well. The cool thing about Abbey Creek wines is that, you know, just like James Lindsay and his affinity to hip hop and music, so does Bertoni has one with this. This is a Chardonnay, but it's hashtag yeah man. And so it says yeah man, like you know, like in LA when they say hey man, but it's like with it sounds like with a G. So this is hashtag YEAMANG. Like I guess you say it like it is, like hashtag yeah man. So this would be a perfect combination in the spirit of the wine and also in the wine itself. I wanted to show you, this wouldn't be necessarily the best pairing because this is a little bit of a heavier oak Chardonnay, but Abbey Creek also makes a wine, a Chardonnay, a little bit more oak, but this is called the Daddy Fat Sacks, in homage obviously to Atlanta's own Big Boy and Outkast. And it would actually be pretty cool if James was able to get a Rap Snacks bag with Outkast. Maybe he can do 2 different flavors in one bag, you know, kind of like what Outkast is. But I just wanted to point this out. This is their premium product from Abbey Creek, and it's definitely worth seeking out. Unfortunately, again, with just like the Wifey, the Abbey Creek and the Theopolis wines are only available online. So check out drizzlywine.com or any e-commerce wine site, and you should be able to find those. So, in addition to the sparkling wine, and again, we already talked about the different barbecue chips. Some of the other wines that you can pair with the barbecue flavored chips would be, you know, red wines or even rosés, and I got a couple of examples of those. Again, from Theopolis Vineyards, this is a rosé, a Petite Syrah. So this Petite Syrah usually gives you a bigger, heavier, bolder style wine, particularly in red wines. But in this rosé, you can even see by the color of this rosé, it's definitely a darker rosé, almost like a light red rather than a rosé. It just lets you know, particularly also because it's the fact that it's a Petite Syrah, it's got a little bit of weight to it. So this wine would be perfect with any of the barbecue flavored chips, the maple barbecue, the barbecue with a little bit of heat to them, any of those flavors, the Petite Syrah, and even just a red Petite Syrah would go really well with any of the barbecue flavored chips, or even when you're barbecuing at home, a Petite Syrah, a Zinfandel, one of those type wines would be perfect for barbecue meats. In addition to a big bold red wine, like a red blend, like a Prisoner, or you know, any kind of bold wine, or even a Cabernet that's not heavily oaked or heavily tannic, more like a smooth Cabernet, like this in Sheep's Clothing, for example. In Sheep's Clothing is from Maison Noir, Andre Mac. This is a Washington State wine. Y'all, if you can find this wine, this is about 20 bucks, but this is, across the board, this is one of the better wines that you'll find just for any type of drinking, for barbecuing, for sitting around, again, with a bag of chips. You know, you're watching the game, you got a cigar, you got some wings, you got some pizza, and you've got this big bold wine that's, you know, really complicated, has a lot of flavors, but it's also simple enough that you can just eat it with a bag of chips and still really get a good experience. And again, you're supporting the black-owned winery, and those wines would go really well with any of the barbecue flavored chips that you would find, like these. In addition to that, y'all, you know, my thing is also, in addition to wine, is what will go with Better Made Red Hots. So what would go with Better Made Red Hots would be cold duck, Lisa. You know, again, cold duck is kind of it's got bubbles, it's got a little bit of sweetness, and so I would use either this Wifey sweet Cuvee or this Wifey rosé or Moscato or any kind of wine with a little bit of sweetness. I would definitely use that with any kind of red hot shirts or red hot chips. So y'all, let's go to cocktails, because the other thing I like about these two products is that you can use these wines as a base for cocktails. And so let's kind of get to it. Right now we are going to make, so if you guys caught any of my videos before, you know that I have made an homage to Cardi B called the WAP. I've made a couple of versions of it, and this is going to be another version of that drink. And so this version of the WAP, we're going to use Wifey, a little bit of Wifey rosé. So that's the W in the WAP. The A in the WAP is going to be a little bit of amaretto. So we're going to do maybe 3/4 ounces of amaretto. You guys know amaretto is a sweet almond liqueur. Very versatile. You definitely should have a bottle. And then the P is going to be peach, as in peach liqueur, peach schnapps. And so this is going to be Wifey, amaretto, and peach. Do maybe 3/4 ounces of that, and almost like a mimosa style cocktail, Bellini, that kind of thing. So let's get to it. I'm actually gonna drop a little bit of this orgeat. This is a almond syrup, just to give it a little bit of sweetness. So again, guys, it's not just wine that you can pair things with. You can also find pairings, do cocktail pairings. And so this is the WAP version number 1. So we'll just kind of put that right there. Do that. And then we'll top that with this Wifey rosé. So again, kind of nutty, peach, little bubble. Oh shit. I mean, that is really good. You know, again, just like, wow, that is really good. Again, guys, we've grown, but there's still nothing like having a bag of chips and a soda. This is kind of the grown-up version of having a bag of chips and a soda, except for your soda has alcohol in it. The bubbles come from the Wifey. This will be good. Again, there's a sweetness to it. You can have this with any of the chips, the barbecue, you know, the honey. It actually would go really well with any of those chips. The barbecue, particularly, because you know sometimes you'll use like a peach barbecue sauce, or the honey barbecue, or even the jalapeno. Those will go really, really well. And so this is the WAP version number 1. And so let's just say that, you know, you've got him and her, and, you know, maybe he wants a WAP too, but maybe he wants his WAP a little bit harder than your WAP. So we can give that to him. So this is a, you know, if you wanted a little bit more of a stiffer version of a drink, we can do that as well. And so this is the WAP version number 2, using a little bit of whiskey. That would be the W in the WAP. So we'll do maybe 1.5 ounces of that. So y'all, this is Greenwood whiskey. This is a rye-based whiskey. This is new to the market in Atlanta. It's a black-owned whiskey that is really phenomenal. It's excellent for cocktails, and I highly recommend it. It just hit the Atlanta market this week. It's also available in Oklahoma, and it should be available online anywhere. Just go to greenwoodwhiskey.com, and they should place your order, and they should have that to you within no time. So we'll do the W for whiskey, and then for the A, we're going to do this Antica Carpana formula. This is a sweet vermouth. And so the A will be Antica formula, which is a sweet vermouth. And we'll do maybe a ½ ounce of that. And so if anyone is familiar with cocktails, you kind of see where we're going. This is the basis for Manhattan style a cocktail. And then for the P, what are we going to use for the P? Let's use pear. This is a spiced pear liqueur because when I see Cardi B, she definitely has a pear. And so, that's corny as fuck, but it's true. So that's going to be the pear. So the WAP number 2 is going to be whiskey, Antica, and pear. So again, a Manhattan style cocktail with a little bit of a pear influence. I'll stir that up a little bit. And this is, again, this will go really well with any of the barbecue chips, or if you're just sitting around, you want something to sip on while you eat your chips. This will definitely kind of quench your thirst. It will be smooth enough to where it won't interfere. It's not a hot drink with the whiskey. It's just gonna be a very smooth drink, so it won't interfere with any of the flavors you get. The sweetness of it will kind of balance the some of the heat that you may get from either the barbecue chips, the really hot chips, or the jerk chips. So y'all, this is the WAP version number 2. Again, that's really, really nice. It's not sweet at all. It's actually really, really nice. Maybe I would add a little bit of agave syrup if you want it to be a little bit sweeter. To me, it's really nice. I would maybe adjust the version of the Antica and pear, maybe a little bit less of the Antica, more of the pear, to get more of the pear flavor. But this is really, really nice. So, in addition, so that's 2 drinks down. Also, for those who just want to make kind of cute cocktails, Little Boosie, who also has a bag of chips, also has a vodka line, and it's pretty cool to see these guys and what they're doing. So to see that these guys are branching out in different areas. And so I wanted to use this product, but it's very hard to find in Georgia. So I'm going to use the next best thing. And we're going to make a drink, and we're going to call this Lil Bluesy Main. Lil Bluesy Main. I'm going to say this shit one more time. Lil Bluesy Main. I don't know where I get these. I just made that up literally. Let's just make the drink. So in this drink, we're going to use a little bit of vodka. This is Bomay Lemon Vodka. This is a black-owned vodka company, and it's a really nice flavor, a lemon flavored vodka. We'll do maybe an ounce of that in the Little Bluesy Main. Guys, don't hate me. Don't hate me. We're going to use a little bit of Saint Germain. That's where the Main comes in the Little Bluesy Main. We'll do maybe 3/4 ounces of that. And then let's do some blue curacao. You guys didn't know that's where the blue part comes in. It's a method to the madness. Do a little bit of simple syrup. Maybe a ½ ounce of that. So again, these are just some little cute things you can do. I encourage everybody, as you guys know, I encourage everybody to stock your bar so that, you can have fun with your guests, and you can, really kind of explore everything that these things have. So that's that. And then we're actually going to top this with the Wifey Sweet Cuvee to give this a little bit of that kind of fun cocktail. So, y'all, this is it. This is what we call the Little Bluesy, man. Yeah. You know, I'm supposed to be a serious, like sommelier who only drinks fancy, expensive things. But this is delicious, y'all. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's cute, it's blue, but it tastes exactly how you would think. You can knock these back, and just this is really, really good. So again, this is my homage and almost my pairing with the Little Bluesy, because again, if you look at this, these are Little Bluesy's chip, the Little Bluesy Louisiana heat cheese puffs, and so you know these are spicy. Like not hot, but we got some spice to it. And again, just like getting a bag of chips with a soda, with the Wifey, kind of adding the bubbles, this is pretty much the same concept. It's just your soda has alcohol in it. Oh my God, yeah, it's just super refreshing, y'all. That is actually really good. Yeah, I fuck with that all day. Little Bluesy, man. I just had to say it one more time. And then the last drink that we're gonna make before we get out of here, and this is kind of an homage to, they've got Rap Snacks has their icon bag of chips, or their icon label. So these are like the old school. So this is Notorious B.I.G. With honey jalapeno. Cardi B also has, again, one of her flavors is the jerk barbecue. The Slutty Vegan, if you guys aren't familiar, I don't know if anyone lives here in Atlanta or if my viewers all live in Atlanta. If you live in Atlanta, you're definitely familiar with the Slutty Vegan. What Pinky Cole has done is nothing short of phenomenal. How she's built the Slutty Vegan brand. It's really one of the greatest stories, business stories in the last 20, 30 years in Atlanta, and it really is phenomenal. And she's, you're going to hear about her if you don't know about her already. But she also has jalapeno cheddar and the maple barbecue. So when I look at those chips, to me that puts me in a mood of kind of a tropical, something tropical. And so I started thinking about, you know, with Biggie particularly, with his chips, and trying to find a cocktail for that. And so what I came up with is basically a zombie, because it's got, you know, the pineapple and those tropical flavors. And so we're gonna call this Life After Death, after Biggie's second and great album, Life After Death, because we know that a zombie is essentially life after death. And so we're going to do a zombie variation in homage to the Notorious B.I.G. And so let's get it started. So with that, we're going to do 3/4 ounces of dark rum. I'm going to use Myers. We've got Cardi B or Bacardi B. You guys know that Cardi B got her name. Her name was Bacardi, but I guess because Bacardi was Bacardi, she had to call herself Cardi B. True story. So we're gonna use some Bacardi. We've got this really cool coconut liqueur. So you guys heard of coconut rum. This is a Clement coconut liqueur. So we're gonna use maybe 1/2 ounce of that. We're also gonna use a 1/2 ounce of apricot liqueur, because that is what is in a zombie, is apricot liqueur. We're gonna use some pineapple juice. So you guys just thought it was rum and pineapple juice, because that's what they make y'all at TGI Fridays. I make you real cocktails. So a little bit of pineapple juice. And ounce of lime juice. And again, some of this orgeat. Half ounce of that. Alright. Shake it up. So again, this is a kind of a classic, ready to die zombie platform. Or life after death, I should say. There you go. Hey y'all, so my wife clowns me because we got metal straws. But I tell her, you see these drinks? You can like, drink this shit out of a metal straw. Yeah. So again, you know, it's again just easy drinking. This is one of those things that you just kind of sip on with those jerk chips, with those spice chips. You know, again, it has enough sweetness, but has enough tropical flavors to go really, really well. And the thing I like about with these cocktails is the thing I like about the chips. Flavor. It's all about just flavor and flavor combinations. And that's just what it's all about. So, y'all, this is the Life After Death. Perfect pairing for, you know, any of the spicier chips, the honey jalapeno, the jerk chips, whatever. So I know y'all may be wondering what I'm going to do with all these drinks I just made and all these chips. I'm going to drink every single one of these drinks. Y'all don't really know. Y'all think like, I know everybody in the videos that y'all see, they're professional and they're all clean and edited. Y'all, mine are real. And I pretty much will drink every one of these drinks. Yeah. So this will probably be the last video I'll make tonight after I do that. But y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Again, I'm a big fan of Rap Snacks. You know, they've got what he's done, what James Lindsay has done is nothing short of phenomenal. What he's built as a cultural thing, as a brand, is phenomenal. What he's building with the Wifey wines is phenomenal. What all of these black-owned businesses, black-owned wineries are building is phenomenal. With whether it's Andre Mack, whether it's Theopolis or Abbey Creek, these guys are doing a phenomenal job, and you know, finding lanes where you generally don't see us. And y'all, I'm gonna keep forever representing these people because I love it. We are definitely black beverage artisans, food artisans, culinary artisans, artisans of all types. So with that, y'all, I'm gonna say peace and cheers. Holla.